What if you suddenly lost yourself in space? There are billions of stars in the universe, each with their own planetary systems, and some of them might even be similar to our Earth. But there's only one you, so if you were somehow split in two and separated by light years, how would you find your other half? The idea of losing yourself is terrifying. You imagine being utterly alone in an uncaring universe where everything is dark and silent. But it doesn't have to be. There are plenty of fantastical and terrifying things out there that would make you wish you were just alone in the dark. First off, congratulations. You survived being ripped apart from everything you know and love. Now, try not to panic. Take a deep breath and look around. What do you see? Hopefully the inside of a spaceship. If you're outside of one, you've got a few problems to solve before searching for your missing other half. You'll need to deal with the immediate aftermath of being torn apart from yourself. Try to piece together what happened and where you are now. Are you hurt? Do you have any way to contact your other half? Unfortunately, if you were ripped apart by some interdimensional being or a malfunctioning portal, you probably don't have either of those things. Assuming you're still in one piece, you need to figure out where you are. Are you in the same place as your other half? It's possible, but not likely. The odds are that you've been flung to some other part of the universe, and if you have any hope of finding your other half, you need to get to a computer to find out where they are. Before you go tearing up the fabric of space-time, you need to ask yourself, do you really want to find them? Maybe you were better off without your other half. After all, you had to put up with their snoring, their bad jokes, their constant neediness, and now you have the chance to start over as a new person. Sure, you'd miss some things about them, like their incredible smile, the way they made you laugh, how they held your hand. But maybe it's best if you let the universe handle your relationship issues. If you decide to go ahead with the whole finding your other half thing, then get to a computer. This is going to take some serious processing power. Even if you could tear open a hole in space-time, you wouldn't know where to send yourself. Without the ability to calculate the exact coordinates of your other half, you're looking at a near infinite amount of potential locations, and this is where things get scary. As you delve deeper into the mysteries of the universe, you begin to understand just how truly terrifying it is. Space is dark and silent. It's filled with deadly radiation and uncharted anomalies, and worst of all, it's completely empty. You won't find many answers out here, only questions. As you continue your search, you may encounter other beings who've been ripped apart from themselves, beings who aren't as lucky as you. They'll offer you a different perspective on your situation, a more monstrous one. Some will want to help you, but most will just want to drag you down into their own darkness. Will you find your other half? Maybe. Will you find anything at all? Probably. But most importantly, will you find yourself? That's the real question. Losing yourself in space can be a terrifying experience. The idea of being alone in the vast emptiness of space, cut off from everything familiar, can be enough to drive anyone insane. But what if it didn't have to be? What if you could use the power of your mind to explore the universe and find your missing half? This is the story of a man named Alex. Alex was an ordinary guy who woke up one morning to find himself in an unfamiliar spaceship hurtling through the vast emptiness of space. He had no memory of how he got there or why. His only clue was a strange device on his wrist that seemed to be guiding him on some sort of mission. With the help of a mysterious AI, Alex began to explore the ship and piece together his fragmented memories. He discovered that he had been on a secret mission to find a lost colony of humans. When his ship was attacked by a group of hostile aliens, the attack had ripped him apart from his crewmates and sent him hurtling through a wormhole to an unknown part of the galaxy. Determined to find his crewmates and uncover the secrets of the device on his wrist, Alex set out on a thrilling adventure through uncharted galaxies and into the depths of his own mind. Along the way, he encountered strange new life forms, dangerous cosmic anomalies, and most importantly, pieces of himself that had been scattered to the winds. Through it all, Alex had to confront his fears and unlock the potential of his mind to survive and ultimately discover the true meaning of existence. What if you suddenly lost yourself in space? Let us imagine for a moment that you are an astronaut who just got launched into space to participate in a very important mission. Everything is going well until all of a sudden the ship's alarm goes off and you hear a voice coming from the speakers saying, "Emergency." Next thing you know, the spaceship door opens up and you get sucked right out of it. Now you're floating around in space. What do you do next? In order to survive in this situation, you have to first take a big deep breath, tense all your muscles and try to keep your face as relaxed as possible. By doing this, You reduce the amount of air that gets pushed out of your mouth, and you protect your eyes by keeping them squeezed shut. And most importantly, you need to make sure that your umbilical cord is still attached to the spaceship, so that you can slowly make your way back inside. But then you realize that the umbilical cord has been severed. You panic for a moment, but then you remember what you learned in astronaut training. The most important thing right now is to stay calm and think of a solution. You look around and see nothing but an endless expanse of darkness. There are no stars or planets anywhere in sight. You're completely alone in the middle of nowhere. Your heart starts racing and your breathing becomes more rapid. You feel a sense of dread wash over you as you realize the gravity of your situation. You're lost in the vastness of space with no way to contact Earth or anyone else. The silence is deafening. All you can hear is the sound of your own breathing and the faint hum of the life support system in your suit. But then something strange happens. You start to see a bright light in the distance. At first it's just a small glimmer, but it quickly grows larger and brighter until it fills your entire field of vision. You try to look away, but it's no use. The light is blinding and overwhelming. You feel a sense of peace come over you as you realize that you are not alone in the universe. There's something out there beyond the darkness, something that can help you. You reach out towards the light and hope that it will lead you out of the darkness and back to safety. As the light approaches, you can make out the shape of a planet in the distance. It looks like a giant ball of gas with a swirling mass of clouds and storms. You don't know whether this planet is friendly or not, but you have no choice but to go there. As you get closer, you can see that the planet has a thick atmosphere that makes it look like a giant orange. You know that if you were to land on this planet, the atmosphere would crush you like a bug, so you have to go around it. As you fly around the planet, you notice that it doesn't have a north or south pole, only a giant swirling vortex at the top. You decide to fly towards it because you think it might be a portal that can take you somewhere else. As you approach the vortex, you can feel the gravitational pull of the planet getting stronger. You know that if you get any closer, the planet will pull you in and crush you. You turn around and fly away as fast as you can, but then you run out of fuel and you're stuck in orbit around the planet. You don't know what to do. You're trapped here forever and you'll never get out. Just then, a spaceship appears out of nowhere and lands on the planet. You watch as the door opens and a group of aliens comes out. They look like a mix between humans and robots with a shiny metal body and a glowing blue face. One of the aliens walks up to you and puts his hand on your shoulder. He says, "Don't be afraid. We're here to help you." And with that, they open up their ship and invite you in. You step inside and they close the door behind you. You've finally found some friends in this vast, empty universe.